Hey friends, I am here today to share the project that I made with Erin's a gorgeous collection, circus collection from My Pretty Things. We made this at the Nashville Craft Retreat, and I promised all of my friends there that I would do a really in-depth walkthrough so that if there's ever any question, because they have written instructions on how to put this together, and so sometimes you need written plus visual. So I'm going to show you other things. I'm not going to show you how to completely make it, obviously, because that was the class that they paid for at the retreat. But this is just to show you what you can make if you come to the retreat, to one of the classes. But also for those that did come, you can see some in-depth items, and if you need to pause and zoom in, and if you have any questions, you can ask, you can comment on my video here, or I'm going to post this in the Facebook group, so you can comment there and we can chat, and I can troubleshoot anything that you need. So let's get into this. The kit was a gorgeous 8.5 by 11 paper pack with this beautiful ephemera and these gorgeous glitter dots. And then the kit had a few other things that we used to decorate our dioramas. So the idea, Erin gave me this idea. She really challenged me with it. She was like, I want you to make a carousel, a 3D carousel. And I was like, oh, what? And I kind of struggled. But I love that at the end, I love what we made. And I love that she challenged me. And I think that it really came together. And I think that it's a good project that you can use bits and pieces of to create other cool things. Or you can use the same concept, but make it bigger or make it smaller, whatever you need for whatever you want to do. And I would like to also create more versions, maybe a smaller version. I think a smaller version could be really fun. So first thing is that the carousel is contained within the sleeve or binding color of the album, if you will. So we created this sleeve, and I fussy cut some of the paper in the big top tint, which I really love. And then I used the ephemera here to pop it up at different levels. So you have like a little scene here with a title, and you can see, and I saw somebody, I don't remember who it was, coloring their foam tape to match whatever they were doing, and I was like, that's genius. I've never done that before, and that's so smart. So that was a cool little tip I picked up. And those are really old letters. This is just a little title piece that I put on the front. And then I fussy cut this gorgeous lion and used some of the ephemera and glitter dots to do the other side of the thing. But I really liked that tall big top here because it helps kind of support the tallest part of the carousel. So the idea of the carousel, I'll stick it up, but you kind of put it up like this. This is, I think they're sometimes called star albums, but these are going to pop out. We made, what's the word? Oh my gosh, it's leaving my head. We made canopies that pop out, and you can see I did not ink up the edges of my papers. But in this version, we did tabs, and you can tie the bow and tie it up really tightly, and then you can pull out all the pop outs and let it stand up. I get from Hair Balsam Press, I got some of these really cool magnets. You could also do like a magnet enclosure, I think would be really fun. But let's look at each panel individually. We'll start on this side because this was in the directions called, what did I call it? Panel 1 or Carousel 1? I think I called it Carousel 1. So this one has 2 frames, so you can maybe keep the back one popped up or popped in, whichever you prefer. But you can see how they are bound here. All of the tabs fold in and then attach to the background piece with the tab folding in. You can kind of see right there. And then this is the outside tab of the back piece, and that's how I connected these binding strips, the finishing strips, to kind of tie together the 2 edges. So I'm showing that because there were a few questions on how I connected. Now I will say some people did take their tab and put it on the outside, and that's fine too. Whatever works for you. And I had somebody tell me that you see here at the canopy, I folded over the tab and I connected it to the top this way. they said they connected it to the back. They said they felt that it felt stronger that way. And then they were going to cover it up with like a piece of trim or a piece of lace. And I was like, perfect. That's very well, could be very true that it is stronger that way if it's connected this way. And if you have a way that you want to disguise it or hide it, that works too. That's what I love about this, is that you can alter the project to be what you need or what you want it to be. Like, for example, I did this little hang down bit, but I realized pretty quickly that wasn't sustainable as far as paper, because I needed to fold it back up here to tuck it in here. But if you did have a piece of lace that would be very easy to just kind of fold up, that might work way better than a paper. So that's why it's so fun to do these events in person, because I learn things from everybody else just as they're learning from me, which is really nice. And I attached the tightrope with foam dots here, and I made sure to pop out the carousel first before I pulled the tightrope taut, because that's how I know that it's not going to be saggy when it's set up. It will sag a little bit when it is folded up, but it has to do that in order to be able to display properly. And I just very nicely attached these little bits with just some, I really love Nuvo adhesive. Where's my Nuvo? It's downstairs because I was using it yesterday on the couch. But I love Nuvo adhesive. It's very strong. So, but whatever I think some people use the art glitter glue. I think it works really well as well. So those kind of things, you can just put a very small amount and they can really adhere your ephemera pieces, and you won't have to worry about it. I even added some elements like this, you can see here, I don't think that I used that glue on this. I think I used my ATG gun to attach them, because I did this in class, or right before class, because this was a photo of my son that I fussy cut, and that is not sticking as well. So that's a perfect example of why I'm using the liquid glue here instead of the ATG. But I added this twine here as a balloon. You could add those glitter dots. I mean, all kinds of fun things. So hopefully this is in depth enough for anyone that had questions on following along with the written instructions from the class. I'm gonna gently tuck those back in and look at the next one. So this one has a fun canopy, and it has a pocket here. I didn't even put anything in this pocket yet. This front gate fold pops out. I need to ink this up. It's driving me crazy. And then this, I love this one, is a really fun, you know what? See, this is another thing where I did ATG gun instead of liquid adhesive. And this is supposed to be up here, and it came off. So again, do as I say, not as I do always. And I'm going to go back and finish that when I go get my Nuvo adhesive downstairs. The liquid glue on the paper is going to work best. I mean, there's definitely a time and a place for the tape runner glue, but this isn't it. Especially this project that we've been opening and closing a bunch. If it's going to be open and closed a lot, I definitely think that the stronger the adhesive, the better. And again, that was HG gun, but if you use the red line tape or the really strong adhesive that is tape, that might also work if you're not going to use the liquid glue. But this has a little tabby, and we popped up our card a little bit, you could see, and we put a hidden card. You can put a hidden photo, journaling in there, whatever you want. Ephemera, if tickets, from where you went to your circus or whatever. So this is similar to the first diagram. It has the canopy, and it has two frames. They just don't have a top on them. This one doesn't. They don't have a top. Let's see. Some of my foam tape came off somewhere. It's always fun. This one I tied it around, and this one moves, but this one is directly stuck to, and I think that is liquid adhesive. I didn't do a type rope. This is like a banner rope or something like that. And then I popped up the curtain on foam tape and added a photo, and did the same concept with the ephemera bits. I just stuck them around the frame and let them stick off a little bit. I added some balloon twine, and if you didn't want this to move, you could just put a little dot of glue and then kind of keep it in one spot. That would probably work really nicely. But you can see again, there's the binding, and there's where also, I don't think I showed this. where you connect the two. So you have your panels, you made all your panels separate, and they each have the little tab on the side. So I just bent it back and attached the two tabs. And like the papers flow into one another so nicely, and they're already kind of like patchwork a little bit, or like a distressed look. So like two papers right next to each other, doesn't matter. I think it flows really nicely. But you could also change the back if you wanted and put a different paper on the back. Like if you didn't like the solid going into the pattern, but I like it. I don't mind it at all. So, but that was another thing I think that some of you wanted to see. So you can see there's where you fold it, and there's the two tabs, and they connect to either side. So we'll stick that back together, and then look at our last panel, which is the pockets. So there's just a cute little pocket that I stuck down in there. Oh, I think that might have come out. I don't know where that came from. These I actually cut with Erin's die. I don't know if I have it out over here. It's one of her new dies that I also made another example pocket with. It was her envelope. That's what it's called. It's an envelope die. And it has all of these insets that have the stitching that the same as the outside, and then they also give these that fit really nicely down in the pockets. If I didn't add that tab to it, it would have fit nicely. I think I cut that off of the envelope flap, but you could make this with her envelope die and put it on your project, or the instructions told you how to make these pockets. The first one is a longer piece of base paper, and it's folded up, and then the other ones are just attached with gussets to the pocket in front of it, and that is to kind of keep it from being too bulky, because if I did a full cardstock piece and folded it up, then that would be kind of some unnecessary bulk here. But also, I mean, the gussets can get bulky too, so it's kind of your own preference. But if you're following the directions from the class, I did use gussets, which is just like your little, you know, your a little strip of paper folded down the middle and then used as like a connector. What do you call it? Like when you're doing book binding or album binding, it's kind of the same concept as that. And we did 3 of those pockets. So you got that, and this here, and then this other one, and you can add your die cut ephemera to the tops or to the tops of your pocket cards, so you can use them as tabs to pull them out. And then this is a pocket card as well, with just the same concept of like the little gussets all the way around. And you can make the gussets as wide as you want. The wider you make them, the more the pocket can be expanded, and you can kind of stuff it full, depending on what you're putting inside. If you're putting 2 or 3 different cards with different pictures or ephemera from an event or something like that, you might want it to be able to contain some bulk. This one is pretty small, and even though I've used that Nevo adhesive and it's really strong, it can be overfilled. So it just depends on what you're planning on putting in it. But there it is. That's the final panel. I hope you like it. I think that everybody enjoyed making it, and I saw people doing variations in class that were so stunning and so exciting. I think I even took a video maybe of Gidgets, and if I did, I will put it here at the end, because it was just so inspiring, and I just loved that they just took the class and ran with it and kind of used it as inspo to create more gorgeous, beautiful things, and I really enjoyed it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to link down below with my affiliate link to Erin's store at My Pretty Things. There's also going to be a link down below for the virtual retreat. It's a holiday virtual retreat. It will be in October. We're holding it early so that you have time to make all of your holiday goodies that you're gifting and your cards that you're sending and things like that. And the theme is so gorgeous. It's going to be beautiful. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know down below. And I love to hear from you guys. Bye, y'all.